Alright, now we're going to go over 3 more commands for the line. We're going to go over explode, join, as well as offset. So we're going to start off by making a polyline. Now I'm just going to draw a random shape. As long as you guys have more than 3 different segments, it'll be perfectly fine. So this is my shape that I ended up with. Looks like one of those Easter Island heads. Anyways, so first one we're going to do is explode. So when we click on our line that we just made, it'll be one single selection. As you can see, I click on this and every single segment is selected. If we want this to separate into many different segments here, all we have to do is type explode. As you can see here, exploded a curve into 6 segments. So what we just did is we turned a polyline into 6 different lines by itself, line segments. Now, if we want to reverse this process here, all we have to do is either highlight all first, or you can type join and then highlight everything like this, and it'll join everything back so that it's one polyline once again. And this also works for surfaces, poly surfaces, but we'll get into that in a later video. For the sake of demonstration, we're just going to explode this one more time. And I'm going to take these two, just a nice little bend here, and I'm just going to move it over. And we're going to go over the offset command. So I'm going to join everything before we do that. And offset is really useful if you want just a copy of this on the inside or the outside of the selection itself. So for example, if I select this and I type offset, it'll ask for a side to offset, so we can either have it on the outside or the inside here. What we usually end up changing is the distance, and usually your corners are not round, but we will change the distance to, let's do 50 units. And this is really useful if you want to make stairs or like thickness of walls, anything like that. Then boom, there you go. I'm just going to undo really quickly and go over some of the other options of our offset command. So I'm going to type in offset one more time. As you can see from the previous one, we had the corners as round here. So you can, if you click in corners or type in C, you can choose between sharp, round, smooth, and chamfer. So just play around with these. If the radius is too small, then if you look at the inside one, it's not going to round the edges. So it needs to be a bigger, how do I word this? Basically, the angle needs to be big enough so that the chamfer radius can fit into the curve that is being made. So over here, it's a very, very sharp angle and there's not enough radius to turn. Whereas this one, it gives plenty of room for the radius to have its own round edges. Like that. We can also do this for both sides. So if we go back to this one, and I want you guys to notice the offset options for this. So if we have these all in individual segments, it's only going to offset the segments. So if I repeat the command by pressing space, and I want to do both sides, it's only going to offset for this one segment here. But if we join everything up and then we do the offset one more time, then it'll make the offset for the entire line segment here. And if we want the corners to be chamfered, or if I want the corners to be sharp, then I can change it to how I like it. So yeah, that just about wraps it up for the 3 commands. See you guys in the next one.